Daily Buzz 716. Did you know that it's not uncommon to find some medical students from Italy roaming around certain parts of Buffalo this summer? Why are they here, you ask? Well, to tell us about it is Dr. Marion Olivieri, Professor of Biology and Chemistry from Jewville College.
Hi,
thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, okay, why are they here? We're glad to have them, but why are they here?
About 10 years ago, we figured out that in Italy, although they have a beautiful medical school program and they learn very much about anatomy, that's the history of anatomy is in Italy, we found out that they didn't have the opportunities to do dissection of cadavers. And at Jewville, that's one of the things we pride ourselves on, is having an excellent gross anatomy laboratory. So we had made some acquaintances in Italy, and we met a man named Giovanni Mazzotti, who was instrumental in helping us start this program. This is our 8th year, and we've had about 700 students now come to study anatomy with us over the summer, and they dissect cadavers, and they take practical examinations and written examinations, and they learn a whole lot about anatomy from having hands-on experience.
And these are medical students. They're going to be doctors?
These will all be doctors. Hopefully they'll be our doctors.
And you should point out that they are the best of the best that Italy has to offer.
Very early on in their schooling, they're told if they want to come to do this dissection program, they have to perform very, very well in their anatomy coursework. And the 3 schools that are represented here are Bologna, Florence, and Naples. So their professors select them based on their excellence in academics.
This is such a wonderful program, and it's now in its 10th year. Is it an actual exchange program? Do medical students from Buffalo or Jewville go to Italy?
Well, we're very fortunate, particularly with the University of Florence. We have an agreement with the University of Florence, and they take our students for the last 5 years, and they study the history of art and medicine. So not just medical students, Jewville students that are in history programs and business programs, they go and they study in the different museums, and they study about how art is related to anatomy. And we now have a new master's degree in anatomy program. It's an excellent program for students that have maybe a gap year where they finish college and they're not quite ready to go on to maybe medical school. And so all of these schools host our master's degree students to study anatomy. So our students not only go to Florence, but they also go to Naples and Pisa and Bologna and Torino to study anatomy.
I'm so jealous. I wish I was a medical student. Can we talk to one of your medical students and ask him, how he likes it here and what he's learning and everything?
Yes. We have a Francesco from Firenze here.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Buongiorno.
We are very happy to be here in Buffalo. We are 60 Italian medical students, and Jewville College has given us a great opportunity to hand-on cadavers, because in Italy we learn the theory of anatomy, but the study is much more concerned on theory. And as Professor says, we have the opportunity to get to the lab and dissecting cadavers. So for us, it's a great opportunity, and we are very happy to be this. And while we are here, we also have the opportunity to learn the American culture and visiting a lot of beautiful places like Niagara Falls. So I think it's a great experience.
Have you seen much of Buffalo?
Yeah.
What did you like? What did you see?
I see 2 years ago I went here, and I see the lake, the canal side, a lot of beautiful place in Buffalo. So,
I should point out that they do come to the Buffalo History Museum's Party on the Portico every year.
That's them right there.
And, there you are.
That's from last year.
Great.
Also, I want to ask Francesco, you're the only one of your classmates not in scrubs. Are you going to cut anatomy class today?
I think I changed my clothes.
Oh, you knew you were going to be on the air,
Yeah.
so you
Oh,
wanted
you
to.
dressed up for us.
Yeah.
Did you ask them? We didn't ask them, but they are in all scrubs for a reason.
Well, this morning they were on the way to the laboratory and the bus made a turn and came to the Eastern Hills Mall.
And we're so glad they did.
Francesco came with us 2 years ago, and we normally have one student that comes back with our new groups.
Oh, okay.
So we have one person that has experienced, you know, what we do and can help us with the organization of what's going
So
on.
it wasn't that he was going to cut class.
But while you're here, Dr. Marion Olivieri, they have such a robust schedule here. They're known up and down Elmwood Avenue when they make the pilgrimage to the Buffalo History Museum to come to. What other places do you take them, or
Well, you know,
activities?
the primary reason they're here is to dissect cadavers.
Yeah.
So they spend at least 100 hours in the laboratory dissecting. But we also want them to see Buffalo and all of the wonderful people. And we are given so many opportunities. Many of the medical doctors call us and say, would they like to come over to swim tonight? So we spent one night at Phil Pennipen's house, and they were all swimming in the swimming pool, right? But sometimes we take them up to Angola. We were going to do that this evening, but the weather looks a little bit off, so we'll take them to shopping. They're going to go to the outlet mall. But they go to, on Tuesday, we have that double-decker bus that does the tours down around Canal Side. They're going to pick them up and take them for a tour that way. They like all the live music in Buffalo, so they'll be going to, you know, some of those venues as well. Near the end of the trip, we take them to Niagara Falls and also to New York City for the day, and to Toronto, where they fly out of. But we do like to take them to any kind of venue that we can find. They went to the Brighton Field Days, which was really kind of fun to see a real Buffalo lawn fete kind of experience with 66 Italians dancing.
A 2-week program.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Oh, they're
Still,
here for
that's
3 weeks.
100 hours in the classroom over 3 weeks. That's a lot of hours in the classroom.
We actually have 2 groups. There's one group that comes in for just 2 weeks, and they are in the laboratory almost the entire time. But this group gets to stay for 3 weeks, so we get to entertain them and feed them, and it's really fun.
Do you know from them, or do you know the difference in medical training, if any, between Italy and here?
Well, in the United
Besides the cadaver, obviously.
Well, in the United States, we go to high school for 4 years, and then college traditionally for 4 years, and then medical school. In Italy, they go to high school for 5 years, and they have to take an examination to go to medical school, and that would place them in what medical school they were going to go to. And those are generally for 6 years that they're in medical school. And from that point on, then they move on.
And then while they're in high school, do they have a concentration then on the field?
The high schools are sort of designated. One might be for more liberal arts, one might be for more technology, one for the sciences. So they start very early in their training having to make decisions about their careers, where in the United States, you have more time to be able to pick what you want to do.
Even going into college, a lot of students are undecided.
Exactly. They're decided pretty early on.
And as far as their specialty goes, you know, are they going to be like oncologist or gynecologist or any, you know,
they will specialize, and that will happen based on their scores. They have more exams that they have to take. It's incredibly competitive. You know, we take written exams all the time in school. They have oral exams once a year.
Wow.
So they have to learn the whole year and then have an oral exam with a professor and try to guess what they might be having to study. It's pretty amazing.
Let us know a little bit about the students. Where do they come from in terms of, are they, is this a burden on their families for them to be here financially? Is this something that's the government helps fund, or?
So the schools that are represented, I mentioned the 3 that are here now, but we also have other schools that come in the 2-week program, like Pisa, Modena, Rome. In Rome, there's 2 schools, the Catholic University of Rome, Rome Tor Vergata. Some of the schools are private schools, which are a little bit more expensive, and other ones are the public schools, which are very inexpensive. We would really like the students that deserve to come to a program like this be able to come. So many of the schools try to come up with scholarships and things to help the students be able to attend school here. It's not like in the United States with the very expensive medical schools that we have, but then the salaries there aren't the same kind of salaries that medical doctors would have here. But while they're here, they'll also go to the University of Buffalo, where they will be taught how to become a doctor in the United States if they want to.
Well, maybe we'll see them back. That would be so
That's
exciting.
Right. We have our first one that's going to be coming back.
That would be so exciting. We want to thank Dr. Olivieri so much for bringing these students and for telling us all about this really wonderful, great exchange program. We do have to take a short break, but when we get back, we're going to get ready for a party on the portico. So please stay with us.